welcome. Jaga Kundawa. Come and join in. We've got some people over the back here chatting like parrots. Okay, you got to listen. Okay, so what we've been doing here, we're doing a smoking ceremony. And when you do a smoking ceremony, you listen, don't talk. So what we're doing, we're burning what we call the native cherry. The native cherry is a sacred bush to the Wurundjeri people. You might see people burning gum leaves. We don't burn gum leaves. Gum leaves are your passport onto the country. We burn the native cherry. And you take the smoke over the body. So you're quite welcome to walk through that smoke. And I'm going to play the yudaki. Now yudaki was not an instrument from Victoria, but we were gifted it from East Arnhem Land. That's where the yudaki comes from, East Arnhem Land. So I go to East Arnhem Land quite regular and live with the traditional people up there. And the people up there, they just have so much respect for culture and history. They still live their traditional way. Okay. So just listen to the yudaki. I like to sing a song in my language to welcome you upon our country, but I say this is my country, this is my land. I say this is your country, this is your land because you've made your home on this country. So I share this land with you, my sisters and brothers of Kallista. I look at you as my family. I look at you with respect. And it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what part of the world you come from, you're still my family. And I respect you for that. We've all got to come together in peace and harmony to respect one another, because what we've got to do we've got to give our Biri, our children, a better future and a better world to live in. And we don't want problems in our country. We want to live in harmony and peace, to respect one another. And that's what life's all about. Now, I've been teaching my culture for 42 years. And I was raised by my mother, my grandmother. And they taught me the word respect. And that's why I speak the way I speak. Now, if we can respect one another as family, respect one another as sisters and brothers, as I said, we're going to give the Biri a better future and a better world to live in. So, my name Murrundindi, that means a home up in the mountain. My wife said to me, retire. I said, in my language, there's no such word as retire. Can you explain that to me? She said, yeah, give up. I said, but I don't work. This is my hobby, this is my enjoyment. I am 80 years old this year, 80. And I still go 7 days a week teaching my history and culture. Because there's no one else out there what will share my message. Oh, there is. There's my younger son and my brother and my daughter sharing. But this is the way we were raised. And it's the way of the old people. The old people, Murrundindi old people, the elders. I met quite a few of them. And they had my attitude. That's why the title was left to me of Murrundindi, head man of the tribe. I have respect for all people. So I'd like to sing a song to welcome you on my country and your country, in my language. Woo! Murrundindi, the Ganga Kundawa, welcome upon our country, your country. And we all must come together in peace. And it's great to be here to celebrate 100 years. Great, give them a clap. We don't say goodbye. We say Nagudjan. We all say that, Nagudjan. Triganin. Nagudjan is thank you, and Triganin mean we meet again. Thank you. So if you like to walk through the smoke, you're quite welcome to take it over your body. Oh, sorry, you can meet me over on the corner at the yarning circle. I'm going over there. If anybody want to come across and have a yarn and a talk, or any questions, just across on the corner over here. Everyone can have an A. Everyone can have a photo. Anything was changed.
I'm getting a 3-point here. Incredibly moving welcome to country. Hello everyone, my name is Toby Wilkins. I am a proud Kallista resident and happy to be emceeing the day for you today. I'd also like to take the opportunity to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands and waterways on which I have the pleasure to call home, the Murrundindi people of the Kulin Nation. Kurun Warrable is a beautiful place to live, the most beautiful place in the world, and we are so lucky to be here. As Uncle Murrundindi said, we have a yarning circle that's just about to take place on the corner, and I encourage you to make your way over to have that conversation, to have a yarn and to learn a little bit more about the place that we have the pleasure of calling home. We also have stalls around that you can see of the community groups. In the hall we have coming up Sweet Sassafras during the crazy decade of the 1920s, the jazz age. Their music is fun, fast, edgy, full of energy, romantic and carefree.
There is a dance floor. I think back in 1910, I think a lot of people got stolen. This song is called "Somebody Stole."
on the vines for me. Oh, there we go. Now you're more. Shall we sing? Da, 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 have fun, everyone! I better watch where I'm bloody going.
go with bulging packs and broad and manly backs. Everyone's happy and singing a song. Off we go with lots of pep and every man to step. Glad to be marching, just tramping along. What do we care? We haven't a care. Let all our voices fill the air. Marching along together, singing all along the line. Why do we care for weather? We'll be there in rain or shine. Ready for
doing stills or
But I want to particularly make a shout out for the person who is, this could not have happened without, and that is Mickey Swarspool. So thank you all for coming. Thank you to all those who have come in period costume, whether it's a 1980s, whether it's a 1920s, or whether it's a 2020s. It doesn't matter, it's all part of the enjoyment. And thank you very much. I must also say that it is not just Mickey who we need to thank. We need to thank Hadass and his family for putting up with the skill and putting up with all the hard work that Mickey has done over the last couple of months to bring this together. Thank you very much. Good. Yep. Good.
I will stuck at back.
Fun. What a rousing way to gather everyone for our ribbon cutting, renaming reenactment. Let's hear it for the Victoria Police Pipe Band. Now, in 1925, the little village of South Sassafras voted to change its name to Kallista, which means most beautiful. And 100 years later, it is still breathtakingly beautiful thanks to the magnificent forest that surrounds us. And I don't know about you, I love spending time in the forest. I think you really get a sense of time standing still. And while we all rush around distracted in our busy lives, the birds, the animals, the trees, and all the rest of the abundant life forms quietly flow with the circle of life. It's a privilege to be able to call this place home. And we follow in the footsteps of not only the first European settlers and the generations that followed, but also the Wurundjeri people and the other Kulin nations who've always walked so gently through this land and with great knowledge, wisdom and respect. And we thank the ancestors for their care of country and rich culture based on respect for all living beings, and from which we can learn so much. We pay our respect to elders past and present, and a very special thank you to Uncle Murrundindi for your welcome to country earlier this afternoon. Now, I think it really is quite amazing to think that storytelling and ceremonies of celebration and renewal have taken place on this country for so many thousands of years. And today, we've got another one to add as we remember how far we have come as a village. We acknowledge the people whose pioneering spirits and hard work forged the foundations of our beautiful community. We celebrate the present and we look forward to the future. So we would like to tell you the story of how South Sassafras became Kallista. We're using facts and quotes from newspaper reports, letters and journals from the time. And please will you welcome George Gilmore, a strong voice in the community's early years and a man who got things done.
G'day. I was the first person to put an axe in this part of the district. That was back in April of 1983. I was living in Black Hill at the time. You call it Belgrave now. No railway then. You had to get to Oakley or Ringwood for the closest train. It was tough in Melbourne, not enough jobs to go around, so the Premier of Victoria, Sir James Paterson, released 3,000 acres in this area for new settlement. Men came up hoping to make a home and earn a living in the trees. It wasn't easy. You know how dense the forest is. I thought they'd leave after year 2, but some of them stuck it out. Proof of the stamina of the men and the healthiness of the district. A year or 2 later, Sir James wanted to know how things were going. I drove him and Mr. Cole in the only jinker in the neighbourhood along Cole's track from Belgrave and dropped them off at Mr. and Mrs. Thompson's. They welcomed the visitors with tea and told him that they were getting on lovely. I was relieved the visit went well. As Roger Glaypond will tell you, the mud at Fern Tree Gully could be ankle deep, and the journey from there to here could take 7 hours. Many a time, his cart had capsized in the forest, and he'd have to leave it there until the next morning. You lot don't realise that we had a lot to put up with. So to our new name, I battled for 12 long years for this. The idea was knocked back twice by the Progress Association, and 45 local objectors even signed a petition. We were then told to obtain approval from the Deputy Postmaster General, the Shire's Secretary of Fern Tree Gully, and the Department of Land and Survey before the deciding on the new name. We did it. The Prime Minister no less wrote advising that the change would be official from the 1st of April 1925. Local resident Mrs. Reed is going to explain why we needed a new name.
just tell you, that was George Gilmore's great-great-great-grandson. Now, when I first came from England in 1920, Kallista was known as South Sassafras to distinguish it from Sassafras Gully, which is at the top of the hill. It was as difficult to get from one to the other as it was to get from here to Alice Springs. The old road, which was past Beagley's Bridge, was more like a riverbed. When I was shopping in town and I wanted anything sent up, I would give my address as South Sassafras, and they would say brightly, "Oh, yes, that's where Mr. Billy Hughes lives." And I'd say emphatically, "No, not there at all. I live in South Sassafras." They would cheerfully address it to Sassafras, and it would arrive, if you were lucky, about a week later after much telephoning. Can you imagine what it was like opening a parcel from the fishmongers when it was at least a week old? Well, we all suffered in this way, so it was decided to change our name. A local committee was formed and we had many meetings. Local politics ran high in those days. The leader of the changers was Mr. George Gilmore and the leader of the opposition was Mr. Hartney. Feelings ran high. Mr. Roger Gleghorn never ventured an opinion, but he always waited to see which way the cat jumped. Now, although I was one of the yeses, I had a sneaking sympathy with the noes, and they didn't want change. One day, I met old Miss Simmons, who was an ardent no. Well, she called me an impudent newcomer who wanted to change all the old ways. Luckily, Mr. Gleghorn came along just at that moment and she turned on him. And so I quietly retreated and I left him to bear the brunt of her wrath. Many names were suggested and finally we settled on Kalmia, which is a type of plant. We submitted the name to the GPO, but they wouldn't allow it because there was already a place called Kalmia in New South Wales. So Mr. Darby promptly bagged the name for his house here in Kallista, and we had to keep searching for a new name. It is now my very great pleasure to introduce Miss Edie Eastaugh, who is played by Anne, her grandniece, to tell you what happened next.
Good afternoon. What a privilege to be here. South Sassafras was not my home, but it was a very special place to me. My family lived near Mr. Roberts in Hawthorne and we knew each other well. My brother eventually married their daughter Gwen, and I taught their son Frank at one stage. His wife owned a large block up here near Beagley's Bridge. Before retiring and moving up permanently, they used to visit at weekends and invite guests. Many of them artists and writers, and also me, just a school teacher. Mr. Roberts worked for the Melbourne Tramways and used several retired omnibuses as guest rooms. They were placed in favourite spots in the garden and made capital bedrooms. We felt like this hilltop was a world apart, dedicated to us and to us only. There was a big granite boulder close to the front veranda which served as a makeshift stage. And any guest staying overnight was expected to deliver an oration. In every pause we could feel the solemn night all about us, and the scent of musk and mint bush and eucalypt, and the never pausing murmur of the little creek hurrying, always coming. We had so much fun there. I heard quite recently that some of the locals used to wonder about the goings-on at Sunnyside and roll their eyes at the sound of merriment that came floating out from that direction. Late in 1924, I heard about a competition being run by a subcommittee of the local Progress Association to come up with a new name for my home away from home. I taught classics and remembered the story about a Greek island which used to be called Kallista, which means most beautiful. I submitted the suggestion and imagine my surprise when the committee chose it as the new name for South Sassafras. I couldn't attend the day as it was a school day, but was honoured to receive a commemorative certificate from the ratepayers naming me as the jester of the night. I wouldn't have been involved if it hadn't been for my friendship with our next speaker, Mr. Gary Roberts, and his lovely wife, Roberta.
Thank you, my dear Sunnyside daughter. As you say, it has given Mrs. Roberts and I great pleasure over the years to welcome many guests to our South Sassafras home. We have striven to be guide, philosopher and friend to many stray artists in inky wayfarers. Possibly the most famous of these was C.J. Dennis, who wrote much of A Sentimental Bloke at Sunnyside. Others included the artist Tom Roberts, who also lived at South Sassafras, Mrs. Aeneas Gunn, the writer, the sculptor, Webb Gilbert, who created the statue of Matthew Flinders out the front of St. Paul's Cathedral. They're all part of a remarkable community. But Miss Deasthorpe, you do yourself an injustice. You were never just a teacher, as you described yourself. You were the only female teacher at Wesley College, and you were there for so long. It's a remarkable achievement, and I'm proud to have known you. I'd like to quote from the bard himself. Who remembers Romeo and Juliet? They were so in love, but came from families that hated each other. Their surnames meant they could not be together. Juliet says, "Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all of myself." And Romeo replies, "I'll take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'm new baptized." Why is this important now? Well, as we turn a new chapter with a new name, we must remember that the future of the new Kallista depends on us, the people in our community. Juliet's words mean a surrender of self. And for Kallista to develop and to continue to thrive, we need to look at what we can contribute, what personal offering we can bring.
Someone who has led the way in bringing people together and making things happen is our very own Dr. Mickey. We applaud him for his skill in not only making people, but our village life as a whole better. As he comes to the mic, let's have 3 cheers for him and the committee who have put together this wonderful celebration. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip!
That's lovely, thank you. What a performance. Anne Eastor and Rose Gilmore, descendants of early Kallistites, wonderful joining us today. And local legends, Jen, Stephen and Wendy too. Thank you so much. What a great, great reenactment. I'm Mickey, Secretary of Kallista Village Inc., our township group for this neighbourhood, and event coordinator for today, and I'd really like to thank you all for coming. It's a sensational turnout. Thank you, really wonderful. And I'm going to take a little bit of time now. Give me 2 sides, I reckon 7 minutes I can smash it out. I'd like to acknowledge our friends and supporters, but I'll be brief until we can get to the finale. Uncle Murrundindi, a really lovely friendship with Uncle Murrundindi. He was here earlier and welcomed all the country, held a lovely yarning circle, and I really honour and his friendship and his connection to this land. Representing the federal seat of Casey, Mr. Aaron Violi. Yes, thank you, Aaron, really. Thank you for being there for Kallista, both in our celebrations and also in our struggles. You know, you have lent an ear to the hard-working Kallista Floodwatch group, and you understand the infrastructure issues that we face here, and it'll be great when it's fixed. How many people got reception here in Kallista today? Hands up if you don't have reception. Thanks. All right, we're working on it. State member for, representing the state member for Monbulk, we have Daniela Di Martino. Daniela, when you're not buying bread at the Kallista market, you're writing us excellent letters of support, helping us get grants, emailing us ideas and opportunities. Thank you very much. Guys, watch over the coming months as Kallista Mechanics Hall gets a rejuvenation. It's half painted, it's doing well. And thanks to a state tiny town grant that we were lucky to get, support from DECA, and also the dedicated work of the hall committee members. But today's a celebration of community, and where would we be without our traders? If you haven't spent time in this gorgeous hamlet, please, when it's not this crazy and not that many people around and you can actually get parking, come and support the fine people down on the main street. Really, they are the heartbeat of our community. I'm hoping some of them manage to duck out for the ceremony right now. Now, I'm going to do a quick roll call of community groups that are present. Now, some were here in 1925, like the first Kallista Scouts. Give them a clap. And Kallista Primary School, if you haven't seen their crescent moon, you've got to get a photo over there. And the newcomers, the babies, oh no, sorry, the youngies from the Kallista Kindergarten. Who's at Kallista Kindergarten here? No? Your school kids? Okay, doesn't matter. Thanks for Kallista Kindergarten. And we can't thank the Kallista Patch CFA enough. And the best way to thank them is actually to join up, listen to their advice, and go buy a sausage. Thank you. Monbulk Historical Society, congratulations. They launched a new book right here today, all about the history of Kallista. They made a mad dash to get that done. Sherbrooke Art Society, thank you for your display. Save the Dandong Leagues and National Trust. The Friends of Sassafras Creek. For the Love of Dance, thank you for teaching us some dance moves. I wasn't paying attention, but I hope people learned some dance moves and can come and dance tonight in the hall. Thank you, Trisha, from Channel 31 and 3MDR for documenting this. And Peter, I'm not sure if you're here, but thank you for bringing your vintage cars along. Magnificent. That's not going to be all the thanks, but thank you for everyone else. Thanks to our performers who graced the stage. The DRMC, Hot Jazz Orchestra, fantastic. We had Sweet Sassafras Choir in the hall before, Kalulu just before, and coming up after us is going to be Kallista Primary Choir. Is that you guys? Yes! Blackberry Jam Bush Band are going to be in the hall. Both are going to take the stage. Fleur and James will be on after. We're going to have a youth stage here, and they're really talented. And then we can dance into the night with Dr. Jazz and the Gangsters Palace, and to top it all off, Lillian King. Woo! We are in for a great time. Our roving performers are around. We've got thank you to Mackenzie and Oscar for taking on some historical characters. They'll be down on the street corner on their soapbox, and you can meet CJ Dennis, Jeannie Gunn. These are people who lived and created a lot of talent that came out of Kallista. We couldn't have done this without Ollie and Luke. Thank you very much to our sound techs and all the guys in high vis, all our volunteers. John McQueen, we've got our chair of our organisation over there. But anyone in high vis, give them a pat on the back. Really working so hard to make this happen. There's also been a Centenary Planning Committee. I can see Yvonne. Hi. I'm sure all the rest of the committee, I'm hoping, are here right now. Dedicated bunch, churning out ideas, delving into our history and distilling it all down to this day. I really love the connections we made at our meetings. We met 10 times and we got a lot done, so thank you to the committee for pulling this off. Now, to the next part of the ceremony. Back on April the 1st, no joke, it was April the 1st, so we were a few days early, in 1925, a silk ribbon was strung across the street, sort of where the roundabout is now. And a banner was hoisted across above that said Kallista, the new name. So we've got the banner, thanks to my darling wife. Mrs. Kennan, back then in the day, owned a holiday house here in Kallista, as you might have heard, and she cut the ribbon and said, "Open sesame" to the newly named Kallista. The ribbon was cut up into lengths and taken home by kids and everyone as souvenirs. And stay around after this ceremony and make sure that you take a piece of history too. Next slide, getting there. Today we've got Phil Kennan. He's Mrs. Kennan's grandson. And he's going to continue the tradition and cut the ribbon here today. So from generation to generation, we've got the Kennans here cutting the ribbon, which is wonderful. Anybody who's related to early settlers in these parts, please put your arms up in the air and give us a wave. Anybody whose family goes back in Kallista generations, put your hand up. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Make sure that when we all here afterwards, we're going to have a drone up in the sky. Don't go running off when the ribbon's been cut. Stick around, we're going to get, and anyone who's undercover, you can come out and we'll get a lovely, lovely shot of all of us at this event. And afterwards, stay around, mingle, be really nice to catch up and tell stories. We've got a guest book over here, if anybody would like to register. This is a historical occasion, and it's really nice to have a register of who is here. Now, we need ribbon holders. And who better than who have made today possible through their generous grants and sponsorship. The ribbon holders on my left are representing the Yarra Rangers Council. We've got Mayor Jim Child, thank you very much. And we've got Councillor for the List Award, Councillor, Peter McElwain. If you come and have a stand over here, you'll be passed the ribbon shortly. And the ribbon holders on my right, over here we have, come on up, Amy. We have representing the Community Bank of Monbulk District, the former bank manager and current community manager, we have Amy de Brockhorst. We've also got Jenny Nash from the Community Board. Who else have we got here from the bank? So Simon as well. Simon, wonderful. Thank you so much. The Community Bank puts profits back into the community through sponsorship programs and grants. The money that people put into that bank, a lot of it goes back to the board to distribute to community groups. Every time you see a trailer or a building that says Community Bank, that's money going back to support this. And we couldn't have been here today, we couldn't have had this event without funding from council and funding from the bank. You were there to support us when we relaunched the market, and we really appreciate your hard work at the board. And also to Jenny, you also wear a hat for Fletcher's, and thank you for Fletcher's for putting up billboards as well. As an aside, the Bank and Shire's funding has also gone towards a lasting memento for this occasion. And if you head down to the history corner later, you'll see a new board that is up, and that tells about the history of Kallista and the name change. And thank you, Bron, for organising this. Your ancestors would be really proud. Now, assisting with the ribbon today, we have Dane and Teddy McAllister. They are the 4 times great nephews of Tommy McAllister. Tommy was 10 years old back in 1925, and his great, was that 4? Nephews are here with the ribbon. And to represent the new families coming to Kallista, we've got Hugh, Emily, William, and Rebecca Morris. I hope you're here. You're here, yay! And they're diagonal neighbours of mine, but I didn't choose them, and I really welcome you guys to Kallista. It's lovely to have you here representing the future. So come on, we can unfurl the ribbon and pass it to our ribbon holders. This is going to work. You're going to go the other way. Now, to present the scissors to the cannon, I'd like to invite John and Faye. Come on up. John Lloyd. Round of applause for John Lloyd, Order of Australia Medal 2025. Come on up. We'd like to honour you, John, for your passion and your purpose. And we congratulate you. Come on, be closer so everyone can see you. We'd like to congratulate you today in front of the people of Kallista on receiving a Medal of Order of Australia this January. I'm humbled by you, I really am. And I believe you said some nice words about me before and I wasn't there, and thank you for those. A long-time resident of Kallista, ranger and volunteer, John was the local ranger here for 39 years. Can you believe that? Looking after this park so we can all enjoy it. John's been involved in more volunteerism than all the groups that I just thanked, actually. He's been across it all. Everything from conservation to Meals on Wheels to being on the Hall Committee for 51 years. Unbeatable. You really are an inspiration to every volunteer who follows your example. Now, to assist John in this task is his life's love, Faye. John came all the way over from the patch, is that right? And met Faye, the baker's daughter, at her 21st?
Well, I had my 21st in the hall.
In the hall. And they've been married now for 58 years. Oh, beautiful. Faye, you should be speaking about him, not me. Faye will be back here at 6 p.m. as a panel judge for our 1920s fashion parade. So all of you have made an effort to get dressed up. We'll just line up here. We're going to have one big fashion parade at 6 o'clock between the two bands. And to present the scissors to the Lloyds, so they can present them to Phil, is my love and sustainer, Hadass. Because she's the one who actually got the scissors from Wilga on the main street. So please, you can pass the scissors over. Thank you. My love. Thanks for keeping me going, Hadass. There was a lot to do. Keep doing. I'm going to step aside and let you all have this moment and cut the ribbon. Thank you everyone for coming and for your attention. Let's make history.
It was actually my great-grandmother, not my grandmother, but that's just a small detail. Her name was Elizabeth Martha Cannon, and she lived at Chestnut Hill, which is just up the road, which she purchased with my great-grandfather Squire Cannon in 1908. And Squire unfortunately died in 1920. But Elizabeth Martha was a wonderful woman, apparently. She was known, I think, or unofficially known as the Lady Mayoress of the forest village of South Sassafras, which became Kallista, of course, and she was greatly honoured to cut the ribbon. I think it was on the 1st of April 1925, 100 years ago today. My grandfather Edwin Cannon cut the ribbon again in a reenactment some years later, and my father Edwin Colquitt Cannon cut the ribbon in 1975 on the 50-year anniversary. So it's now my very great honour to cut the ribbon on this wonderful occasion, the 100-year celebration. And I'm amazed at what a fantastic day this has been. The spirit of humanity is alive and well in Kallista, and we had a very entertaining session earlier with the sweet Sassafras choir, which were quite magnificent. Anyway, without any further ado, I will cut the ribbon. Hopefully it works. Here we go. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, great job. Now don't go anywhere, because very soon we're going to have a big group shot. I'd also like to say thank you to Michael and his son Samadhi. They've been filming, but they've also lit up the trees. They've been up ladders till about midnight last night. If you stick around after dark, you're going to see this place all lit up. It's beautiful. Projections on the walls. That's really going to come.
So these two girls are on the top couple in that set. Hang on, we got this. You want to go down, Jen?
You guys come back over here.
We've lost all our attendance. Okay.
And we've just got...
Yeah, I said, the mums and dads with really little ones, you need to hold them by your side for when the person goes charging down instead of sitting in the back of their place.
Otherwise they might get squashed.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone lift up hands. Did they charge down? No. Yes. No, they just spun around with you. You went down as much as they did. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, great. So the whole dance starts again now with walking in and saying hello to your partner. Wait for the intro. Go. 1, 2, 3, g'day. 1, 2, 3, change sides. Go. 1, 2, 3, g'day. 1, 2, 3, change sides. Spin your partner round and round. Everybody out of the way. Top of the wall. Down you go. Clap some cheers, everyone. Let's go. Everyone take one step up to the door. Go. 1, 2, 3. Change sides. 1, 2, 3. G'day. Change sides. Woo! Spin that part. Everybody out of the way. Claps and cheers for the top cover. Everybody step up to the door. Step up to the door. Fantastic. Here we go now.
Kallista. Does anybody know what Kallista means? It means very beautiful. And we are in a very beautiful spot. Oh, I see there's Roger and Annie Cleghorn.
Yes,
welcome, Roger and Annie.
G'day, g'day. How
Another
are you?
couple of locals. That's all I've got time for today, but if anyone has any questions on the superb lyrebird, please look me up and perhaps find one of my newspaper articles. Thank you. You going to say something, Roger?
Oh, well, of course.
You are our local milkman, aren't you?
Yes, I am, as you all know. I have delivered milk to... Well, I've delivered to you, haven't I? So I'm sure we've had many chats on a Monday morning delivering milk.
You won't deliver to my little log cabin, though.
No, it's a bit far, I'm sure you understand.
Annie, can you...
Well, I have a lot of land, you see. Me and my brother bought in this lovely area. I came here once on an adventure, and well, I looked around and I absolutely loved it. As you know, Kallista is the most beautiful place in all of the Dandenong Ranges. In fact, doing my job of delivering milk, that's how I met my lovely wife over here, Dottie. Come on, Dottie, say a few words.
Yeah, Dottie, please.
Oh, I couldn't possibly, but it's been an absolute joy to be married to you
Yes.
and to be living in this area. It's I love visiting all my daughters when they've grown up. It's such a joy to go and do the washing every Monday at their house. It's nice and convenient doing it all together and with everybody. Otherwise, it gets a bit boring when you do it all on your own.
Yes, make sure you visit.
Run, jump, guns, I just shoot shots in the park. Take what you want from my heart. I give you my soul for the style, for the stars. I'm a workhorse, so I let it run its course. Now you want a part, have a 5-course meal in course. I'm the hump, you are hump, let me hump. My ideas, lyrics, vigorous, I'll touch the sun. Cause you never see the same old, same old. Can't see a face without blank stares, but who cares and who dares for great? Theirs is wrong, theirs is not, theirs doing all the same far away. All these people, how you gonna catch me on any other day? How you gonna catch me when I'm out in space? this theme song. I feel that I can't talk. That my love was a bit too much. When my heart can't find across, so why don't you come on back? I'm a rap harder through the passion of my heart. Taking rapping in the body, which you have to be harder. I just want you down inside out. Trying to do the right thing, please, mama. All I want to know is if you have to go, I've been waiting on you, baby. Why don't you even come on home? I can't be mad, I'm living my dream. Going all around the globe. You said you think you love me. You need to let me know. Playing all these shows and I've been blowing all this cash. Cause baby, it's just the beginning. I'ma make all of it right.
Too cold to touch it. You're over. Too hard to climb. I know it's hard.
I know it's hard,
but I can still be it. So if you flash your heart, I won't mistreat it.
Hey, 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 alright.
Out of oxygen, it's not rocket science, how I breathe in the beat. It's easy to see. I don't think you'll want it like me. Maybe I'm lying, maybe just time to try it. Maybe I'm people that you'll want it more. To me, ambition is the time, and the dreams are leave retired. To the back of my mind, it's fine. Always mine, and I feel it's when it gets right. I'm too damn scared not to see the silver linings. Say they text me, say they go up, break into a sprint, but it's fine. It ain't out of tables, that's what I find. It's fine, cause there's nothing what we're gonna do. Except for trying my heart, you my real mind. Lots of different things I try, lots of different roles I play. In the script that we write, and they call the genre defined. I couldn't give up, every 6 days. We get some super reverse to the best line to stay. All in listen. I said, I don't give a F you hate. So I guess I'm reverse. I'm putting this up today. There's a new song now, coming to you live. On these 4 white walls, fixing up new tricks. There's no point at all, 'cause I know me better. I know me better. Yes, I know me better. I know me better.
Very hard, and this prize is very good. Supplied by the general store down in Kallista. Anybody else want to come and take a walk around the walkway? The judges have made the decision.
After much deliberation, Faye and I have decided that a gentleman by the name of Oscar, for attention to detail, head to toe, everything was brilliant. Thank you. I just did. I just did say that. Sorry. Yep, absolutely. And honourable mention to honourable mention to Jenny with the fur coat. There she is.
Give me Dr. J. It's not what I need, I say yes. When the world goes wrong, love got the blood. Who's the guy who makes me put out my dancing shoes? The more I get, the more I want to see. Oh, I see Dr. Jazz all my dreams. Trouble bounds on me. He's the guy who gets me fit. Hello, Century, give me Dr. Joe.
just pick the camera up before it's done, since you left. I just bumped into her dust.
Mike, I turned the front ball lights off.
Frying's good.
You're amazing. He's giving you a bit of feedback.
Yeah, I do love you. How much do you cost, Michael?
I love you too, brother.
It's so beautiful when we
you're gonna love yourself
connect like this.
Love yourself, brother.
Everybody, we're gonna bring this right down, everybody.
Yeah, well, familiar faces. Some thin, some old, some grey, but beautiful nonetheless.
It looks really innocent.
It's